Hey, Dave Sheahan here, and this is Go Vegan Grow vlog number 22. And on this edition of the vlog, I'm going to speak to you about vegan processed foods and my take on them, and whether I recommend them or think you shouldn't have them, and so on. Because there is a thought out there that, you know, for a lot of vegans, it's a case of they're really junk food vegans, which means that they're just transitioning from consuming lots of animal products and animal protein and junk foods, animal based and dairy and all that, to suddenly they're just doing the same thing but in a vegan and plant based, so having all the plant based sources. And definitely there is a valid argument towards that this is not a good way to go. However, my take on it is not something to do long term. Definitely you should not consume processed vegan foods long term. A huge percentage of your daily nutrition should not involve lots of processed vegan products. Okay, and when I say processed, you know, things like, you know, fake cheese, fake ham, fake turkey, various different types of burgers and stuff like that, because the idea of moving to a more plant-based vegan lifestyle should be that you consume more plants, you consume more whole foods. So you're consuming lots of vegetables, lots of fruits, lots of salads, lots of berries, lots of grains, lots of seeds, you know, rice, quinoa, buckwheat, barley, all these kind of things, you know, eating loads of great food, having juices, having smoothies. That's the ideal. However, if you are someone who consumes a lot of burgers or cheese and things like that, going suddenly from eating like a cheeseburger, we'll say, cheese beef burger, to just having kidney beans and rice, I can see how that's not very appealing. So for me, I think it's a good idea for people who are moving from a plant or from an animal-based diet, especially the more junk food it is and the worse it is, to definitely transition and use the products that are out there. Use the fake meats, use the dairy-free cheeses, use the fake ham, use all these things. So just put a display here. If you look at these kind of products, we've got different types of burgers: bean burgers, nut cutlets, quarter pounders, we got fake ham, we got dairy-free cheese. Now personally, I don't consume a lot of these each week, maybe a couple of times, just convenient sometimes. I mainly focus on eating whole food. But you know, my family and myself, sometimes it'll just be convenient, sometimes it's what we feel like, but most of the time we'll make our own. But for anyone out there, as I said, who wants to move to a plant-based vegan lifestyle, use these products. Start using these. Buy them in your local stores, your health food stores, vegan stores, supermarkets. Nearly everywhere these days have a meat-free section. You know, if you're addicted to cheese, like, did you know that cheese has the same properties as heroin? You know, that's why it's so addictive. That's why, you know, we love cheese when we eat it. We put it on everything, and that's why, because it is the same properties as heroin. So there's a bit of trivia for you. Definitely, if you love cheese, you can't suddenly go to not having any cheese, no matter how much you want to get away from dairy and how much, you know, how passionate you feel about moving to a plant-based vegan lifestyle. So get some dairy-free cheese. Like, this is Cheesely. It's a brand here. Where have we got it? There, make sure it's on camera. But also there's great one, Vigusto is another one, and Dea is another one. So, you know, there's lots of different options out there. Same as what about yogurts, you know, same thing. If you are not having dairy yogurts, have like a dairy-free yogurt. You know, definitely you want to move more and more towards more whole food, but it's something over time. You know, I'm vegan nearly 3 years now, and I mainly consume plant-based, consume probably about 40-50% raw each day. You know, that's something to move towards. I don't expect you to, you know, completely eat whole food immediately. If you can, great, but for most people, the reality is it's too big a jump. So, you know, this is why I always recommend to people, move in the right direction. Especially if you're moving from meat-based to plant-based, do it gradually. Cut out certain foods, put in certain other foods. And if it ends up being the more processed vegan foods initially, so be it, that's perfect. But definitely be mindful of, in time, move to more whole foods. Use your beans and kidney beans and lentils and all these kind of things, chickpeas, tofu, tempeh, seitan. Use them as your sources of typical protein, and then all your grains, versus using processed foods. Okay, so that's my take on vegan processed foods. As I said, if you're transitioning and if you consume a lot of junk food typically, or you consume a lot of burgers and that, and cheese, use the processed vegan options, and in time move to more whole food. I hope that was helpful. Any comments or questions, make sure you put them below the video. Also, make sure you get up and subscribe if you haven't already. Share as well. You can share this video. You know, it'd be great. Share it on Facebook and Twitter, and share it on your emails or anywhere. Just share it with the share option below. Just share it wherever suits you. Let's get the message out there. Remember, Go Vegan Grow is all about saving yourself, saving animals, saving the planet. You, by taking a small action of sharing and subscribing, can go a long way to helping millions of people around the world to adopt a plant-based vegan lifestyle and save themselves, save animals, save the planet. So this is Dave Sheahan here, Go Vegan Grow. Look forward to speaking to you on the next one.